We heard St. Paul express amazement that so many of the earlier followers of Jesus had abandoned the good news, the gospel that Jesus preached, and opted for other gospels, other messages, other teachings. It's difficult to assess all the reasons why this happens, but there are some truths contained in the readings today that may offer reasons why. Paul asked in his letter to the Galatians if there were people currying to people, or were they currying to Christ? We don't use that word currying. Let me just say favoring. That could be asked of followers of Jesus today, for instance. I read last week an interview conducted with evangelical pastors who had to admit that as much as they did not agree with some aspects of the current political scene, their congregations did. And it was their congregations who held the purse strings. Who were they going to curry to? Who were they going to favor? People? The members of their congregation? Or to Jesus? Many pastors were conflicted and adopted a gospel that allowed them to do both, or at least both in their minds. There are many examples that we could afford to demonstrate the movement of currying or favoring people and things, and less so Jesus. And it's a challenge that we all face, and we all are conflicted at times. I should say some of us, maybe not all. The gospel today presented us with another challenge that conflicts us and can cause us to compromise the gospel. We heard the question posed to Jesus about what's needed to gain eternal life. Hard work. That's what's needed. Hard work that involves love of God and neighbor with all my whole heart, with all my whole being, with all my whole strength, with all my whole mind. Hard work's needed. Who's my neighbor? Maybe the question that the scholar needed to ask Jesus is, how do I treat my neighbor? Our answer to that question will reveal where we stand with Jesus. Like the Samaritan, we would be followers of Jesus and do what Jesus would have done. Following Jesus today is hard work. And this may explain why many people, or why Paul, I should say, saw people continuing to opt out for other gospels. Thanks be to God, there are multitudes knowing its demands, and they continue to run the race so as to win the prize.